When I send a smiling face, a broken heart, or a slice of pizza through my phone, I am using the most universal language ever invented. A language without grammar, without verbs, without complicated rules. Just tiny symbols that speak across borders, cultures, and generations. This is the story of emojis, how they started as a set of 176 pixelated icons in Japan and became a global cultural revolution. The roots of the emoji story begin in the late 1990s. Japan was in the middle of a mobile phone boom. Young people were texting each other constantly, but text alone felt cold, limited. A Japanese designer named Shigetaka Kurita, working for NTT Docomo, wanted to make communication warmer, faster, more emotional. His idea was to create small pictograms that could capture feelings, objects, and ideas in a single character. Kurita was inspired by many things. He drew from manga, where simple lines created expressive faces. He looked at Chinese characters, which could represent whole concepts in a single sign. He even studied weather icons and street signage. In just 1 month, he designed the first emoji set: hearts, weather symbols, music notes, faces with simple expressions, trains, telephones, and more. They were tiny, only 12 by 12 pixels. But they exploded in popularity. Suddenly, Japanese teenagers had a new way to communicate that was faster than words and infinitely more expressive. At first, emojis were a local phenomenon. Other Japanese phone companies created their own sets. But because there was no standard, the same emoji could look completely different across platforms. A heart sent from one phone might show up as a star on another. Still, the idea was too powerful to ignore. Emojis spread like wildfire across Japan. They became cultural shorthand, instantly recognizable by young users. The leap to global fame came a decade later. In 2010, emojis were officially added to the Unicode Standard, the universal coding system for digital text. That meant any phone, any computer, anywhere in the world could display the same emoji in some form. Apple was one of the first to adopt them, hiding an emoji keyboard in the Japanese iPhone. Users outside Japan quickly discovered it, unlocked it, and fell in love. By 2011, Apple rolled out the emoji keyboard worldwide. Google and other platforms followed. From that moment, emojis stopped being just a Japanese trend. They became a global language. In a world with thousands of spoken languages, emojis became a unifier. A laughing face means laughter everywhere. A broken heart means heartbreak. A thumbs up means approval. They cut across barriers instantly. For millennials and Gen Z, emojis became punctuation marks of digital life. They added tone to otherwise flat text. Instead of saying, "I am fine," you could say it with a crying face, or a winking face, or even a skull, each shifting the meaning completely. By the mid-2010s, emojis were not just tools of communication, they became symbols of culture. The Oxford English Dictionary even named the face with tears of joy as its word of the year in 2015. Yes, a picture, not a word, was chosen as the word of the year. That decision shocked many, but it reflected a new reality. Emojis were no longer accessories to language. They had become language themselves. Of course, emojis kept evolving. The first sets were limited, but soon users demanded more. Where was the diversity? Why were all the faces yellow, all the families the same? Activists pushed for representation. Slowly, emojis expanded. Skin tones, same-sex couples, cultural symbols, even food from different parts of the world. The taco emoji appeared in 2015 after a massive online campaign. Representation was now part of the Emoji Revolution. Each new update sparked debate. Was the handgun emoji too violent? Should it be replaced with a water pistol? Could a hijab emoji help millions feel seen? The emoji list became a battlefield of identity, inclusion, and politics. And then came the corporate takeover. Brands saw the power of emojis and rushed to join the wave. Taco Bell celebrated the taco emoji. Pepsi created emoji-branded cans. Domino's allowed customers to order pizza by tweeting a single icon. Twitter integrated hashtags with emoji symbols. Emojis were not just language, they became marketing gold, a way to make brands feel closer, friendlier, more human. But beyond the fun, emojis raise deep questions. Can pictures replace words? Some linguists argue that emojis are the closest thing we have to a universal language, but others see them as mere decorations. Emojis can be ambiguous. Is that face crying or laughing? Is the folded hand symbol a prayer, a thank you, or a high five? Context matters, and meaning can shift between cultures. In some countries, the thumbs up is positive. In others, it is an insult. The eggplant and the peach, once innocent fruits, now carry sexual innuendo across dating apps and social media. Emojis evolve with meaning, sometimes in ways their creators never intended. Still, the sheer power of emojis is undeniable. Over 10 billion are sent every day. They influence the way we argue, flirt, joke, and even protest. The raised fist and rainbow flag have been powerful symbols in social movements. Protesters in Hong Kong once used the umbrella symbol as a sign of resistance. During the pandemic, the mask face became a reminder of shared struggle. A single emoji can communicate solidarity, resistance, or joy in ways words sometimes cannot. Psychologists have studied emojis and found they light up the same parts of the brain as real facial expressions. Adding a smiley face at the end of a message can change how the reader interprets tone. Emojis are emotional amplifiers. They soften harsh words, exaggerate jokes, and sometimes replace entire sentences. A single string of icons, like fire, clapping, and heart, can say as much as a paragraph. And the story continues. In 2020, during the pandemic, emojis adapted again. The microbe, the syringe, and the soap became part of our daily communication. New proposals are constantly being added, from the melting face to gender-inclusive designs. Emojis are alive, evolving with society itself. Each year, Unicode releases new editions, and each edition is a snapshot of cultural priorities. Social media turned emojis into cultural currency. On Twitter, entire conversations happen with nothing but emoji strings. Instagram posts with emojis in captions or comments often receive higher engagement because emojis break monotony and add a layer of friendliness. TikTok trends are born around single emojis, where a fruit or animal suddenly becomes code for something else. Emojis evolve into slang, and that slang spreads faster than dictionaries can keep up. Cultural differences create fascinating misunderstandings. In Japan, the bowing person is a gesture of apology or respect. In the United States, many interpret it as someone tired or exhausted. The smile with sweat is seen by some as nervous laughter, while others read it as relief. Miscommunication can happen, but it also shows the richness of symbols. Their meaning is shaped by context, culture, and imagination. Academics have studied emojis in courts, in politics, even in online dating. Judges have had to interpret the meaning of a wink in harassment cases. Politicians use emojis to appear relatable, tweeting flags and fire symbols to excite their base. On dating apps, the eggplant and peach became infamous shorthand for sexuality. Emojis slip into every part of life, from the most casual to the most serious. There are also questions of ownership. No single person owns emojis, but platforms design their own versions. An Apple smiley looks slightly different from a Samsung one. A WhatsApp heart pulses with animation, while Twitter's is static. These differences matter. A tiny change in eyebrow angle can flip the meaning entirely. That is why design committees argue fiercely about every new release. The Unicode Consortium, a non-profit, ultimately decides which emojis join the list. In recent years, they have received thousands of proposals, everything from a lobster to a trans flag. The process reflects democracy, culture, and compromise. Looking to the future, emojis may become integrated with artificial intelligence. Imagine typing a sentence and your phone suggesting not just words, but a sequence of emojis that capture your tone. Or AI assistants generating custom emojis based on your mood. Virtual reality could allow immersive emojis that hover in three-dimensional space during a conversation. Language itself may shift toward a hybrid of words, sounds, and images, a multimedia conversation where emojis are central. And yet, despite all the technology, the essence remains simple. Humans crave emotion in communication. A text message without emojis can feel blunt or even cold. Add a smiley, and suddenly it feels warmer. Emojis remind us that connection is not just about information, but about empathy, humor, and playfulness. They humanize the digital. In the end, the emoji revolution is about more than symbols on a screen. It is about how humanity adapts its oldest instinct, storytelling through pictures, to the newest medium. From caves to keyboards, from stone walls to glowing phones, the story continues. And it is written, more often than not, with a little yellow face smiling back at us. End.